AWOL is a name that is recognized in the UST or ultra short throw projector industry. Did you know that they now have a full-blown surround sound system? In fact, it's one of the most powerful wireless sound systems that you can marry up to an ultra short throw projector or even a TV for that matter. And it takes things to a much higher level than compared to, say, just a soundbar or the built-in speakers on the projector or the TV. While a lot of USTs boast about their speaker system built right into the projector, nothing is going to beat a full-blown surround sound system and a Dolby Atmos surround sound system at that. So the AWOL Thunderbeat is a product that is fitting into a space that doesn't really exist when it comes to this kind of a wireless, powerful surround sound speaker system. Let's jump right into this. So the AWOL Thunderbeat is a 4.2.2 surround sound system. So what does that actually mean though? Well, the 4 stands for the 4 surround sound speakers, the 2 stands for the 2 subwoofers that are included, and the additional 2 stands for the Dolby Atmos overhead speakers. Now these are simulated because they are firing from the top of these speakers and using your ceiling to bounce off that sound down. But the fact that these are 100% wireless, with the exception of the power cables, is pretty impressive. In fact, you've got a total of 960 watts of power that is being delivered wirelessly to these speakers. That is something that we have not seen in this space before. And you can actually take it to another level and make it a 5.2.2 surround sound system if you have an AWOL ultra short throw projector like I'm demoing here in this setup here, such as the 3500 Pro, because you can actually designate that to be your center channel speaker, which is perfect because it's positioned below or above in the center of your screen, and it does a great job simulating the sounds, the vocals, everything that you would expect from a center channel speaker coming directly at you from the screen. And that's exactly how I've set it up here in this space to give me the best experience overall, giving me a full 5.2.2 Dolby Atmos surround sound system. Now, when I say that it's 960 watts of power, it's actually 480 watts RMS power, and there's a difference between those two, but at the end of the day, these are loud. They're very loud. They're very powerful. And even at 50%, there's more than enough sound. In fact, in the various demos that I've done, which I'll let you hear here in a second, I was blown away by how much clarity and distinction there was even at 50% volume. When you crank it up to 75% volume, it doesn't get muddy. It doesn't get like really distorted. It just gets so distinct, and you hear so many of those nuances in the audio, whether you're listening to high quality music or you're watching a great movie or sports. So the 4 speaker units are 60 watts each, and the 2 downfiring subwoofers are 120 watts each. Now, as far as the wireless technology, they run on a proprietary 5.2G and 5.8 gigahertz frequency hopping technology. And what this does is it prevents distortion, interference from other signals in your room, such as Wi-Fi and other such signals, giving you the cleanest and the lowest latency of any wireless speaker system that I've currently tested. And as far as support, this supports a lot. We're talking about Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby True HD, Dolby Atmos with the upfiring speakers, DTS HD, and DTS X. They also include this very creative, small, compact remote control that has a really cool digital display built right into the remote, which gives you real-time feedback, which is something you don't usually get with, say, like a soundbar, other sound system on the remote. It's nice to be able to see and control everything directly from the remote with that little digital display. It is actually really quite effective in changing the bass levels or the treble levels or going through the basic menus of the remote. So kudos to you, AWOL, for creating a nice little remote that only requires 2 AAA batteries that they do include in the box. Now, of course, when it comes to volume, if you have the AWOL 3500 Pro, the volume buttons on the included remote, or such as your Apple TV, anything that's be controlled over an eARC HDMI signal, will also be able to control the volume of the sound coming through whatever connected device you have, specifically with the AWOL 3500 Pro. And if you want to know kind of the comparison as to how good these speakers actually are, if we were to directly compare them spec to spec to, for instance, the Sonos Ultimate Immersive set with the ARC, which I've also tested and have, the Sonos ARC is a soundbar with not as wide a sound field, which is something that's nice, being able to place your speakers where you want to in the room. You can create as wide of a soundstage as you want as compared to, say, just a soundbar like the Sonos ARC being mounted to the wall. You're limited to the width of the soundbar itself. Now, yes, they will put some speakers on the ends, but you're still not able to get that wide soundstage like you can with the AWOL Thunderbeat. So the Sonos ARC is a 5.1.2 channel system. As long as you have the additional satellite speakers and the subwoofer, you're still only getting a max power output of 433 watts max and an RMS of 216.5 watts. Or if we compare it to the Bravia Theater Quad, that is a 4.0.4 surround sound system with a max output of 504 watts and an RMS of 252 watts. So the AWOL Thunderbeat falls in right at about double the amount of power output as compared to some of the other leading products on the market to fill this space. Now, some of you guys might know that I have a home theater inside of a shed, and I've got that video. I'll link that in the description below. But in that video, I show you how I'm installing my surround sound system, which is connected to a Denon receiver, and it has triad silver and gold speakers, Dolby Atmos in the ceiling. It is a full-blown 7.2.4 Dolby Atmos surround sound system. And I gotta tell you, with those triad speakers, which by the way are not really readily accessible to the public, it is phenomenal. And this wireless surround sound system with the AWOL Thunderbeats is the speaker system that has come the closest to comparing to that speaker systems. And I won't tell you how much those speakers cost, but let's just say they were at least 3 times as much as the AWOL Thunderbeat. So if you're kind of hesitating at the price of the AWOL Thunderbeat, well, if you're gonna spend that much, say $5,000 to $6,000 on a high quality ultra short throw projector like the AWOL 3500 Pro, you don't want to marry it with a crappy sound system. It blows my mind, the people that will spend thousands of dollars on their image and skimp on the audio. Let's just stop doing that. Can we all collectively agree together to stop skimping on what you spend on your sound system? Because I will tell you time after time after time, the people that experience my home theater system or the people that I've let listen to this AWOL Thunderbeat system, they walk away from that having a great experience, and 9 times out of 10, the first thing that people say, not how great the picture is, and I've got a native 4K projector in my theater, and this AWOL 3500 Pro, which is phenomenal for an ultra short throw, high brightness projector. Nope, they don't talk about the image quality. What they talk about when it comes to their experience watching a show or a sports program is the sound. The sound is the largest immersive aspect of any kind of theater or media room setup. So if you're gonna get a good quality ultra short throw projector, or you have a high quality TV and you wanna marry that up with a very good wireless surround sound speaker, AWOL really nailed it, hit it out of the park with the AWOL Thunderbeat. And let me let you listen yourself to some clips. Now, it's not going to do its justice because it's coming through a good quality microphone, but unless you're there in person, it's just not going to do its justice. But let me tell you, I was blown away, and I'm not easily blown away based on the type of home theater surround sound system that I have in my full-blown home theater inside of a shed. So if you want to find more information about the AWOL Thunderbeat, there are links in the description of this video where you can go and check them out. But let's take a listen now to the AWOL Thunderbeat. That was very cool. You're just hearing noises coming from so many different directions. It's crazy how crystal clear the sound is coming out of the speakers. So well balanced, so clear. The surround speakers here probably would like to move them a little bit further back, just give a little bit more space there. But you can, in the remote, you can actually go in and control the volume levels specifically for these rear surrounds. So I would probably put those down just a little bit so that they're maybe backed up a little bit. There we go, probably like that. And I can control that all right here from this one remote, which is really cool. All right, let's try playing a movie here. Am I seriously in my studio right now? This is crazy that I'm getting this kind of a home theater feel just from this little makeshift room that I set up here. And it's thanks to the AWOL Thunderbeat. I'm telling you, AWOL Thunderbeat. Wow.